Velkommen to Norge. We flew from Madrid all the way up here to Oslo, Norway, and we're staying with family. And we're going to be here for almost 2 weeks. Actually, these guys are going home, and my mom and dad and I are going to extend it about 5 days and do a train trip. Okay, bye. See ya. So this is the first thing that we're going to see today and this week. A lot of cool museums here in Oslo, and this is the Viking Museum, right? And so...
Well, I got a cold.
Yeah, she's got a cold.
I've been to Norway quite a few times to see family. And now that my granddaughter, has had a little boy, a great-grandson, we've tried to make it every year. So we're here, and I've seen many of these things before. You walk in here, and you can start to see a beautiful, preserved Viking ship. So often, the Vikings would bury their chieftains or their kings in some of the ships. And this one was found, I believe, in some mud flats down. They were digging for something. And it was completely preserved because it hadn't touched air, oxygen, all these hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And it's graceful and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, so why don't you talk about the Viking Empire? Because Dave was just talking about that.
Well,
and he doesn't like to be on camera, so you get to repeat what he said.
Well, they were fierce warriors, and they were ocean people. They built ships that could travel for long distances and knew how to do it. They traveled down to Scotland and Ireland and England and many different places around.
Did you say the Black Sea, Caspian Sea?
Yeah, they were all over.
They were at one point as big as the Roman Empire.
Not quite as big, but yeah, they were big. They would come in and they would plunder, and they weren't a kind people at that time. Come in and plunder and wherever they went, they would assimilate into that culture. So they would have, Viking settlements all over the place. There would be original English or Scottish or whatever. But then, like any big civilization that takes over other countries and
it gets big at its peak,
to a certain after a certain time, it just kind of disintegrated. But it was going strong for a long time.
Yeah. Yep.
So here in Norway, they're very, very proud of their history. They're proud of their country. They're the most loyal country, a patriotic country I've probably ever been in. And they take their history very seriously. And so we're going to show you part of their history.
Yeah. And then, like Dave said, everything that we see today and tomorrow, all the museums, it all revolves around the ocean. Whether it's this or the Kon-Tiki Museum or the Maritime Museum, it's all revolving around the water, which here in Oslo, the water goes all throughout the whole area, and it's very water-based.
Oslo Fjord.
Yeah.
It comes out from the ocean and comes into Oslo.
But there are a lot of coach buses here, and we see the cruise ship out in the harbor. So it is very, very busy in there because the cruise people have ascended on us. But we will make our way through the crowds and show you what we can.
But the carving is exquisite. They took very care to make their boats beautiful also. And to think that it's probably around 1,000 years old. This was a very old cart that they found, and most of it is made of oak, and it was drawn by horses. And they figured by some of the materials that were left in the burial chamber of this, that it was probably used for religious processions too. So it's very intricately carved, and there's only 2 of them been found of this rarity and this beauty. The Osberg vessel that they found, this was a burial place for a woman. And on that boat, they also found these 3 sleds. Had obviously some kind of import for her journey to Valhalla also. She must have been a wealthy woman to have this honor bestowed upon her. So.
Welcome to Vigeland Park here in Oslo. It's the largest sculpture garden created by one sculptor, which was Gustav Vigeland. And from what I gather, all of his sculptures have to do with the human experience, humanity, and did I mention there's 200 of them? What are they made out of? Bronze. They're made out of bronze.
And